The Hystrix requires a Mastery Rank 7. It's 4 different fire modes, shoots different, as far as I can tell, it's a dart shooter that can shoot 4 different elemental combos. I'm really interested to see how this actually works more than anything else, because it has different stats for poison, fire, electric, ice. The accuracy is the same, the crit chance is the same, the status seems the same. The only major difference I've come across is some have 31 puncture with a 2.9 slash and some have 34 puncture with a 3.2 slash, and there's a slight difference to impact on each. Apart from that, these look pretty much the same. 24% crit chance, 2.2. It means building them, you can build it for status or crit and it will work across all of them. And this thing is a... what's the best way to put this? It's greedy. It requires not just the Viper, but the Bolto as well, to combine the two together to create this. Both really good weapons, by the way, if you are first starting off in the realm of Warframe or just doing some missions on the lower level planets for fun. The Vipers and the Bolto are great weapons, so this thing starts life on a good note. But it shares nothing in common with the Viper. And I'm assuming it's the same for the Bolto? Yeah, nothing in common with that either. This thing is a beast all in its own right. Comes with one polarity. Wow, this thing's gonna need at least 2 more Vs, possibly 2 dashes. Possibly 3 Vs. Yeah, forming weapons can be really annoying, but it depends on how the fire mode works. It's going to be at least 2 more Vs on this. That's like minimum. Anything less than that won't really be worth it. So it's actually really interesting the way that this weapon works, whether you have it in toxic, fire, ice, electrical. That doesn't combine with whatever mods you have on this. That is just a guaranteed proc of that type, separate to whatever build you have on this. So the damage from ice and poison are pretty much the same as fire and electrical are pretty much the same. And it's just what element you want to do that kind of does that particular element. You can of course run any other elemental combo on top of the guaranteed electrical, toxic, ice, poison type setup. It is really weird, but you have 24% crit on every single one of these, so you can build this towards status using the dual elemental mods. If you throw all 4 on, it'll only go to 52.8% status, but aiming this more towards crit might help out, because every single fire mode has 24% crit chance with a 2.2 times multiplier. So these are definitely based more on the crit side than the status side. With that in mind, I did go for the age-old crit build. Now, I did format this 4 times. I added 3 Vs and a dash. The dash was for primed slip magazine, because increasing that magazine as much as possible is going to help out a lot. Barrel diffusion and lethal torrent add multi-shot. Of course, lethal torrent has the 60% fire rate, which is where the slip magazine kind of balances it back towards a little bit better than what it was, but not as good if you didn't run lethal torrent. On top of that, I have obviously Hornet Strike, the 2 basic crit mods, which is primed pistol gambit and primed target cracker, though for some reason my primed target cracker is still not maxed. I should probably get round to doing that for the extra damage that it will bring, but just the primed pistol gambit by itself took it to a 68.9% crit chance, and I did throw an elemental combo on the end of this, though in the screenshot that pistol pestilence wasn't maxed. It actually, after taking the screenshot, I maxed it, so it depends whether I actually got round to changing that screenshot or not, because I've been running this and I'd forgot to actually swap the pistol pestilence from when I was leveling it to after I'd leveled it, because I will probably put another V on this for the prime target cracker, because as it sits with those polarities in there, this will just fit. And that's after 4 format. I forgot how much secondaries need polarities. Now this weapon reminded me a lot of the Vipers. I know that it was needed in there to actually turn it into what it is. The bolt-up side of it, where you can pin enemies as well, because it kind of shoots needles instead of the bolts the bolt-up shoots. Two of my favourite early secondaries turned into one. This did not disappoint as much as I was expecting it to, being one of those, it can work for any kind of element. The fact the elements are there on top of whatever build you put on, so if you put corrosive on there and run the poison, it won't increase the corrosive. If you run just toxin on this, it won't combine with any of the other elements, it'll just stay as toxin, so you'll have toxin and fire separately if you switch it to fire mode. It is very weird in the way that it works, but this thing is actually a really decent weapon. It really did justify the use of those weapons in the build, and this is definitely one of those that would be recommended for anybody to try out because it worked really well. Anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.